Marhaban. Hello, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. Are you guys ready to learn how to read, write, and recognize the letter S in Arabic? I hope so, because that's what today's lesson is. We're doing letter S, harf sin. First, I'm going to explain it for you, and then we'll move on to the book. And given that there's a lot of exercises in the book, we're probably going to divide this video into several parts. So this is part 1 of learning letter S, harf sin. So for those of you that have never seen a harf sin before in Arabic, here is what it looks like. This is harf sin, this one. All right. The letter that's underneath it is a letter that does not exist in English per se, but it's also part of the S family because it's the stronger S. Like this one that we're learning today, this is the soft S, so this is pronounced as a sa, soft. And then we've got the stronger S, harf sad, so it's pronounced sa, sa, stronger, and this is sa. We're gonna focus on the sa today, harf sin. All right, I just wanted to point that out to you that we've got two S's in Arabic, a soft S and a stronger S. Today we're doing the soft S, harf sin, which also has another sister, which we'll do another time. Yeah, most of our letters have common clusters. They're like sisters and brothers. They look the same, but they vary a little bit. So the sa does not have any dots over it or under it. It's just the three little lines here and then the bigger one like that. Again, this is the full sa. When it's in a word and we're going to attach it to another letter, we're going to cut part of it off. We're going to cut off this part. So we leave the three little teeth, I guess, and then just cut this one off, as you shall see over here. This one here is the sa at the beginning of a word. So first, when beginning of a word, or could be in the middle of the sentence, but if there when there's a letter before it that doesn't attach to the letter after it, like the ra, the waw, the alif. So this is a sa. When it's attached on both sides, like in the middle of the word, it also looks like this one, but we put a helping line both here and here. So this little line here and little line here tells you that this is a sa, and there's a letter connected to it on this side, on its right hand side, and another letter connected to it on the left. So sa. Another sa, this sa looks like the regular sa, this one, but there's the helping line right here, which tells you that it's attached to a letter before it, but this is at the end of the word. So this is when the sa is written at the end of the word, you write the full sa, just like that, just like the original sa. But it depends if it's attached. You just stretch out the line a little bit. It looks like it's connected to another letter. And if it's not attached to the letter that comes before it, but it's at the end of the word, then you just write it just like that, just like the actual sa. Okay, this is the end. This is end attached, middle attached, first, not attached to anything before it. Okay, now we're adding the short vowels to our sa. So this is what I did. I put the sa here and I put that little haraka on top of it, or the accent mark. If you remember, this is a short A vowel in Arabic. So when you see this haraka on top of it, just know that it's pronounced like this is the fatha. So you go open your mouth, fatha, and imagine that there's an A after it, like an S-A. Again, we don't have like the A's, we have the fatha instead. So S plus the fatha, it's like S plus A, and it's pronounced sa. Sa. Okay? Now I put the dhamma over this one here. Remember the dhamma? This dhamma? Our dhamma is the short U vowel. So just imagine, or you think, oh, okay, this is a sa, and there's a dhamma over it, kind of like an S plus a U, S-U, and you go su, su. So this is su with the dhamma. And this one here, I put the kasra underneath it. Right underneath it is this kasra. So this is the sa, and the kasra right below it. And that tells you that, imagine it's a letter S with an I or an E, mostly like an I. It's a short I vowel, so you're going to say S-I or C. C. Same thing here. The sa with the kasra underneath it, right below it, tells you that you have to pronounce it as a C. It's not a sa, it's not a su, it's a C. C with the kasra. So those are the short vowels here. Let's attach the long vowels to our sa. Like this one here. So this is the sa, right? And what is it attached to? The alif. The alif, or the fatha al-kabira. So when you see this alif attached to it, it's like you have two A's after the sa. So you go sa. This is sa. Sa. And so sa with the short A vowel, just the fatha on top of it, and then sa with the alif attached to it. Sa. And then su with the dhamma, the short vowel dhamma. Now this dhamma is going to be the big one down here, not over the sa, but actually attached to it. When it's attached, it's the long O sound. So you go su, 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 su. Dhamma saghira, dhamma kabira. Small dhamma, so you go su, short. Big dhamma, big, and it's attached to the sa, and you go su. Long O vowel sound. Su, 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 sa, sa. Now let's do this C. C here with the kasra, short vowel. The sin attached to the harf al-ya. Remember the ya, our third vowel in Arabic, long vowel. So this is C, and this is C. See, it's right here with the two dots underneath it. This right here is the ya, and it's attached to the sa. So C, 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 C. Another one. Another C here. So C with the kasra, and with the ya here, it's C, 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 C. So these two are exactly the same pronunciation, and they're both attached to the ya. But what's the difference? Why does this look like that with the 2 dots underneath it, and why does this one have the one that looks like a chicken or a duck with the 2 dots underneath it? Do you remember? And that's because this one tells you that, oh, this is not at the end of the word. There's going to be another letter right here that's going to attach to it. But then this one, this is at the end because the ya looks just like that. So that tells you, oh, this is the end of the word. So si. All right. So sa, su, si. Now let me add more, or just show you one more time our short vowels with the sa. So sa with a fatha, sa. It's the a sound, short a, sa. Sa, the sa with the dhamma on top of it. The dhamma, you go su, su. Fatha, sa. Dhamma, su. Sa, su. So that's the short U sound. And then the sa with the kasra underneath it, si. Si. So sa, su, si. Sa, su, si. Those are our short vowels. Notice there's no letters attached to it right here. It's just the little accent marks that tell you how to pronounce this letter. And then today I'm going to introduce to you another mark, and it's this little tiny circle above the letter. This tiny circle is called a sukun. Sukun. And when you see it, it's the absence of a vowel. That means this sa here, it's not a sa, it's not a su, it's not a si. What is it? It's s, s, s. It's just, there's no vowel when you see, you go s. For example, I'll give you an example in English. Like this word here, sas. Sas. After this S, there's an A, so you go sa. But right after this S, there's no vowels, right? So you go sa, 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 sa. In Arabic, this is what it looks like. Sa with the alif, and then sa with the sukun on top of it. Sas. We're going to learn a lot more on the sukuns. You're going to see it a lot because it's used a lot over a whole bunch of letters. Like if it's over the ba, the little sukun, you're going to read it as b, b. It's not a ba, not a bu, it's a b. Over the ta, little sukun, you go ta, ta. But you'll see what I'm talking about when we cover more sukun stuff. So now we're going to start on our book. If you've got this book, go ahead and grab it with a pencil, of course, because now we're going to do exercises. But if you don't have this book, you can still follow with us because I'm going to explain everything in details, so you can still learn the things that I'm saying, the translations, how to do it. This really, really helps you recognize, read, and write the sa every time you see it. So please continue watching this so you can learn with us and get more practice on the letter sa. Okay? So, get your books and open to page 21, صفحة 21, right here. And this is الدرس الخامس. This is our 5th lesson from this book. And let's get started. Exercise 1. أقرأ النص الآتي وأضع دائرة حول حرف السا. So there's a couple of sentences here, and you have to circle the sa. Every time you see the sa, you put a circle around it. Okay? So let's do that right now. I'm going to circle the sa, and you do the same. So let's do this. Only the sa, not the word, just the sa. Let's see how many sas we're going to see in this one. Oh, let me read it to you first. أنا سامي وأخي سامر وأختي سميرة ذهبنا إلى السيرك وشاهدنا الأسود المدربة وشربنا السوس وكنا سعداء. So I think you can hear all the sa in those phrases. Okay. So how many sas did you find on the first line? Did you see circle 4 sas on the first line? You can check. And on the second line, did you circle again 4 sas? Did you find 4 sas? Let's see what you got. Alright, so starting with Ana Sami. Ana Sami. I am Sammy. Circle the sa. Wa akhi, and my brother. Wa akhi Samirun. See the sa right there? Circle that. Wa ukhti, and my sister. Samiratu. That's her name, Samira. So there's a sa right there. ذهبنا إلى السيرك. We went to the circus. See the sa? Cirque is circus. And next line. وشاهدنا. Notice this one looks like a sa, but it's not a sa. It's got 3 dots over it. And if you remember, the sa does not have any dots on top of it. This is one of the sa sisters. It's letter sha. Sha. So there's no sa there. Shahadna al-usuda. We saw the lions. There's a sa in usuda. Usud is plural of asad, which is one lion. Usud is many lions. Al-mudarrabata. And we saw the trained lions. Washaribna susa. There's 2 s's here. Susa. وَكُنَّا سُعَدَاءَ. وَكُنَّا سُعَدَاء. There's a sa right here. Okay. Next exercise. All right. أستخرج من النص ما يأتي وأرسم شكله الصحيح. كلمة في أولها sa. So they need you to look at the above text here and find a word right here that starts with sa. So any of these words here, whichever one you see that begins with a sa, copy it down to here. Okay? And then this part, كلمة في وسطها حرف السا. Copy one of these words here that has a sa in the middle. Like any of these words with a sa in the middle, you write it down here. كلمة في وسطها حرف السا. And then here, كلمة في آخرها حرف السا. Pick a word up here that ends in a sa. Copy it and write it down here. Okay. Go for it and do that while I do my exercise, so that way we can check our answers together. And it's okay if you still don't know how to write the full word, because we haven't covered all these letters yet, but just copy it. It doesn't really take rocket science to copy those words. Okay, let's see what you got. For the first part, كلمة في أولها sa, there's actually 3 words that start with a sa. So if you picked any of these 3 words, then you got the answer right. I picked Sammy, but you could have also picked Samira. Samira starts with a sa. And Samir begins with a sa. And Sammy. So any of these would be right. Second part, a word that has a sa in the middle. There's also, no, there's 3 words. Oh, and another one that starts with a sa is down here. Su'ada. So that could have been your answer for this first exercise, this first blank. A word with a sa in the middle, we've got a sirk. This one has a sa in the middle. And a sus has a sa in the middle. And al-usuda has a sa in the middle. I picked al-usuda and wrote it. You could have picked any of the ones I just mentioned, and you'll have the answer. It's correct. And now a word with a sa in the end. There's only one that ends in a sa in this phrase, and it's susa. A susa. This one here. Susa ends in a sa. So you write that over here. Susa. Sammy. Asusa. Al-usuda. Okay, let's move on to this bottom exercise. Now this is what they need you to do here. في الجملة الآتية أقرأ وأنفذ ما يأتي. There's a sentence over here, the top one here. It says سافر سافر سامي إلى سوريا يوم السبت. Means Sammy traveled to Syria on Saturday. يوم السبت means the day of Saturday. سافر سامي إلى سوريا يوم السبت. They want you to, in those circles beneath, right here at the bottom, they want you to copy every one of these words into those circles. You've got 6 circles, and this sentence is made out of 6 words. So what are you supposed to do? First step, copy every one of these words into a circle. So safara, this one, write it again down in this first circle, down here. And then Sami, second word, copy it down into your second circle here. Ila would be in the third circle. Suriya, third circle. Ila Suriya. You got my point. Yawma Septi. So Septi, the last word, goes down to the last circle. So that's the first step. Copy each one into those circles. And then Part 2. ألون حرف السا في الكلمة. I color and the letter sin S في الكلمة. So when you copy these words, they just want you to color the sa, or just draw a circle around the sa, or color it in every one of these words. If there's a sa in it, color it. And then for every word that has a sa in it, they want you to count how many letters are in that word. For example, safara. Safara has a sa in it, right? Yes. So, how many letters are in safara? It starts with a sa, so that's one letter, and then the sa is attached to the alif, so that's 2 letters, and then there's the fa after it, so that's 3 letters, and then there's the ra, so that's 4 letters. So for safara, which you should have written down here in the first circle, write 4 underneath it. You can write 4 in Arabic, should know how to do that by now, or you can write it in English. Arba'a, 4. So let's do this exercise. Copy every word into the circle. Circles aren't big enough, so try to squish in your words for each one. Safara Sami ila So this is the step 1. You're just copying those words down into the circles. See? Now step 2, color the scene. If you don't have colors, just circle the scene in every one of these words that has a scene in it. So I'm going to circle the scene. Scene is the letter S, حرف السين. Okay, I circled them. So we've got a scene or a S in Safara. I drew a circle around the scene. I drew a circle around the Sa in Sami. It's the first letter. There's no Sa in Ila, and there's no Sa. Oh, there is a Sa in Suriya, so I put a circle around Suriya. And Yawma, there's no Sa there. Asabti, Saturday, there's a Sa in Saturday. It's in the middle, so I circled that. Now, finally, step 3 is count how many letters are in the words that have Sas in them. So we said the first one, Safara, has 4 letters in that one. Okay, this is what we got. So Safara has 4 letters in it. I wrote Arba'a underneath that. Sami also has 4 letters. It's got the Sa and then attached to the Alif, so that's 2, and then the Mim, and then the Ya at the end, so that's 4 letters. I put Arba'a, means 4. Nothing here. Suriya, that's not 0, that's 5. It has Khamsa letters. Khamsat ahruf. Ahruf means letters. It has khamsat ahruf in it. So there's the sa and the waw, and then the ra, letter R, and then the ya, and the ya is attached to the ta marbuta, the ta. So that's 5. As-sabti also has khamsat ahruf in it, which is 5. starting with the alif, and then this might be a tricky one for you because we haven't done the al yet, which is an alif attached to the sa, the alif attached to the lam, as sabti, and then there's a sa, so alif, lam, sa, ba, ta, sabti, 5 letters. Okay, turn the page to the following page exercise. Page صفحة 22. We've got 2 exercises. This part is where I explain to you how to conjugate the third person singular, meaning he and she plus a verb in the present, like something that they do. Like he studies or he is studying, she studies. He plays, she plays. They don't sound the same when we say it in Arabic. And there's a subtle difference between them. So let me explain that to you before we do these 2 exercises. It's really simple, but here's the difference. Down here, I wrote he studies and she studies. If you notice, for the he studies, I wrote yadrusu, and she studies, the bottom one is tadrusu. So for the boys, it starts with a ya, yadrusu, ya, d, ru, su. And if it's a girl, she's studying, it says, this one looks like the ya, but the 2 dots are on top of it, over it, right? So that's letter ta. So tadrusu. So they both look the same, almost sound the same, but that one starts with a ya, so it's yadrusu. This one starts with a ta, tadrusu. So the boys, yadrusu, girls, tadrusu. If it's the verb to eat, al-waladu, the boy, ya'kulu, is eating or eats. And if it's a girl, al-bintu, a girl, ta'kulu, she's eating, ta'kulu. To play, yal'abu, for a boy, tal'abu, for a girl. To run, al-walad, the boy, yarkudu, is running or runs, and al-bintu, the girl, tarkudu. So it's yarkudu, tarkudu. Yarkudu for boys, tarkudu for a girl. To write, al-walad or as-sabi or al-fata, they all mean boys, or a man, it could be al-rajul. Yaktubu is writing or writes. Yaktubu from the verb kataba, to write. And al-bintu, the girl, or al-imra'atu, the woman, taktubu, she writes, she's writing. So yaktubu, taktubu. Taktubu is the girl, yaktubu is the guy doing the action. So the reason why I had to explain that is for this exercise here, aktubu isman mudhakkaran wa ukmilu al-halli. Basically, we're going to talk about these 2 pictures. This is a guy. His name is Sammy. Sammy's written up there. They give you an example. Sammy yadrusu thumma yarsumu. It means Sammy is studying, yadrusu. Thumma means then. Thumma yarsumu. Then he's drawing. Now we do have he and she, huwa and hiya, but sometimes we don't use them. We eliminate that. We just use the verb. And by you saying yadrusu, right away we know that you're talking about one person and it's masculine, and without putting the huwa. which would be just like Spanish. We sometimes they eliminate the pronoun. So instead of saying él estudia, he is studying, we just say estudia. We remove the L. Or instead of saying ella come, she's eating, we just say come. She's eating. But you'll know from the context of the sentence, like who are you talking about. So sometimes in Arabic, same thing. We remove the he and the she, or the I, or the they, and you'll know what we're talking about from the first letter that the word starts with. Like in this case, when you hear ya, yaktubu, you'll know, oh, it's a boy, he's writing. If you hear ta, taktubu, it starts with a ta. تلعب تكتب تأكل تنام تشرب. You'll know that we're talking about one girl. So it starts with a ta. It's a boy. Like I said, يركض ينام يلعب ينهض يقفز يقرأ, all starts with ya. You'll know, oh, talking about a boy and he's doing all this stuff. So anyways, this one, I don't think you're yet familiar with like writing verbs. So what you can do is just like either copy this, like Sami yadrusu, put yadrusu here, thumma, then right here, just copy it. Ya yarsumu, then he draws. The ya is in red. Ya tells you it's a boy. Down here, it's about this girl, Salma. That's her name here. Salma starts with a sin or an S. Then L, Salma. If you notice, there's a fatha over the sa. That's why it's sa. And then there's a sukun over the lam, l. So Salma. Ma, and then alif maksura. Salma. Up here, sa, mi. So sa alif is sa, and then mim and ya is mi. Sami. So for the girl, Salma, what is she doing? Watch this. Same verbs as the top part, but they start with a ta because it's a girl. The ta, which looks like a ba, but it's got two dots over it on top. So tadrusu thumma tarsumu. Salma is studying, then she's gonna draw, or she's drawing. Tadrusu thumma tarsumu. So write tadrusu here, thumma here, and tarsumu down here. Just copy this stuff. Copy this over here. I'm going to pause this, and this is part 1 of the harf al-sin. I'm going to continue in the next video with part 2, which is the continuation of these exercises. So I guess you can take a break now, or you can continue with me in the next video where we finish off harf al-sin or sa. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. إلى اللقاء.